Hi everybody, how have you been? Welcome back. I am happy that you're here. Thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to share this with you. I wasn't going to, but I thought it actually might be really fun if we did this together. But my brother and I are doing a little activity, nothing groundbreaking or revolutionary, but we are doing a time capsule. A 5-year time capsule, nothing crazy, not a 10-year, not a 20-year, just 5 years because, we want to just get through it, and I thought that's a perfect amount of time to potentially involve other people, because if I'm still doing this in 5 years, I thought it would be fun to do another video and sort of update on what's changed. Because believe it or not, a lot can change in 5 years. It doesn't feel like it, but it really does change. So yeah, my brother and I came up with 6 questions, and we actually did this on our podcast. So we're involving our podcast family in this as well. But that video actually won't be up for a little while. So you're getting this first. But it's currently the second week of January. So yeah, so I got sidetracked. I needed to go get one of these because I have not slept very much. It's a long story, but basically I hurt my back last week. I herniated my disc. It's a whole thing. But because of that, it just threw off my sleep schedule a lot. But so last night I got very little sleep, and I can tell it's very apparent. So I am going to be just like eye-rolling a little bit while we chat because, yeah, I just need to do that before I get on with my day. And I'm using this time instead of this time, so I figure I'd just combine the two. You don't care. You're not here for that. You're here for the time capsule. So let's move on. We came up with them on the top of our head just kind of while we were chatting. So I don't know that they're the best questions to leave in a time capsule. If you have any better questions or questions you're going to add, or if you are doing this with us, I don't know. I'm just assuming that you will, because please do. I think it would be so fun for us to both compare in 5 years. You come back, we open things up together, you share in the comments or wherever what you found and how things are different. I think that would be super fun and a good way to connect. So yeah, but if you think of better questions, just leave them down below, because anybody who finds this and wants to join in can add that to their time capsule as well. But anyway, so the 6 questions that we're using are, number 1, are you happy with your occupation? And occupation can just mean pretty much anything. It can be your job, your actual job, and what you are working in, whatever you're doing to make money, but it can also be something like a role that you play in a way that contributes to your family or your community or anything. It can be a volunteer position that you have. It can be, if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, that role that you play, but kind of like the main role that you play in your life. Are you happy with being the leader of your retirement community, or the town babysitter, or whatever it is? I don't know. It doesn't have to make money, but it, you get it. Okay, so number 2 is, how many years do you think you have left to live? That was Andrew's question. He wants to know if that will change in 5 years. If 5 years from now, well, obviously I feel like it would, because in 5 years you're going to live 5 years less than what you already lived. But without looking at these questions before you answer your 5-year in 5 years, it might be the same. And then you might think, oh, I guess I've gained 5 years, because now I feel like I'm going to live 5 years longer than I thought before. I don't know. But he just thought that would be an interesting comparison. The next one was, what do you enjoy spending the most time doing? And I think that just means what do you enjoy doing the most in your day-to-day life, or in your all-encompassing life? I'm supposed to be doing this I'm gonna just like look like a zombie all day. I would give examples, but I don't want to like give away what I put. The reason that I'm not going to answer my questions on here is just because I don't want to influence your responses, and I also don't want to go back and look at this before the 5 years are up, I guess, and just influence my next my answers for in 5 years, if that makes sense. Or do you think I should? Do you think I should just answer them? I don't know. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe I should. Okay, let's move on. Number 3. Oh, I did number 3. Just what are you into, I guess. What month were you the happiest this year? And I mean, for this year, it's meant to be 2024 because, yeah, I don't know why we said this year. But basically, what month were you the happiest in 2024? So the year before that you're doing this. And number 5 is, what is one wish or dream that you hope will come true in 5 years? I think that's kind of a big one to see if it actually did come true in 5 years. You know, so we'll see. But then there's also the prediction. So what do you think will be popular in 5 years? What will be relevant and exciting and new, and well, maybe not new, but just like popular and enjoyable. Okay, so on the back I added a bunch too because I thought that wasn't enough, you know, that wasn't enough. I needed to know more. I wanted to have more relevant things that were apparent now that could change in 5 years that I can look back on. I mean, I could always just Google these answers and say, oh, what was it like 5 years ago? But I don't know. We're sticking with the, you know, personalized time capsule situation. So I put like who's the president, and I put both because obviously Trump is going to be president in 12 days. So I put both because they are both in January. So and I put sort of average costs of things. So things that are pretty staples: gas, milk, bread, eggs, and toilet paper. Those were the 5 that I chose. And I put some books that I'm currently reading, sort of what I'm interested in right now, like my level of Spanish that I'm at right now, to see if in 5 years I should be much higher than that. So let's see if that works out. And then obviously because we did this on the podcast, I put what podcast episode we're on, but I might actually put also which video I'm on here. I should probably put that too. Which iPhone I have currently. You could put just like, you know, what technology you're using, what level of technology. And then I put some of this like big news that's in the news right now. And I put some plans for this year. So plans that I hope will come true, but also plans that I already have booked. Just, you know, because I might forget in 5 years what I did this year. And then favorites, some favorite things that I'm currently enjoying, liking, and yeah, which I don't have a ton of favorites to be honest, but I just put a few, and this was one of them because I've just been loving this thing lately. When this one starts to get warm, you can switch to the other side and then it's still cold. It's like way cold. So yeah, anyway. I added that to my list of things, so of course, obviously. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. And also, my brother and I are bearing ours because we just wanted to do that for fun. But you don't have to. You can do a digital version. You can put it in a container and put it somewhere in your house that you don't frequent very often, like at the back of a cabinet or in the garage or somewhere like that, especially if you think or know that you're going to be moving within the next 5 years. That might be a better option, is doing either digital or doing a like house burial so that it does actually end up coming with you. And oh, we are also doing a photo, so one photo that we're including, and we chose to do the front of our houses. And that can be like the front of your house, it can be the front of your apartment or whatever building you're staying at. And the relevance of that is that you can see the micro changes that occur over 5 years in just one space. So, and it can be like, you know, the bushes might get bigger, the house might get painted, you might add a fence, your trees might come down. That's happened here a lot. So, just from neighbors and stuff. But even if you're in an apartment, like they could paint the apartment building, they could add different things to it, they could refurbish different areas, they could change the landscaping. I mean, you never know. So wherever you happen to be, take a picture of where you're living and the building that you're staying in, and we'll just see if it changes, like how much it changes in 5 years. And even if you move, I mean, that's kind of relevant because, you know, this is the place where you were living 5 years ago and now you're living somewhere totally different. So yeah. And I also put the temperature because it is pretty cold here. It's Florida, but it says it's 60 degrees outside. Actually, now it says 59, but it definitely feels colder than that because I was out walking just a few days ago and it was also 60 degrees and it was a lot warmer than it is today. So, I mean, I'm sure, you know, it's always like, this is the temperature, but it feels like, it definitely feels colder than it says it is. So yeah, that's basically it. I just hope that you participate and join in and that we can kind of do this together. I want you to put in the comments, just like, you can put your answers to your questions if you want to, or you can just kind of put the questions that you're going to use, what you're going to include. If you're putting anything physical in your time capsule, let me know, because I was racking my brain of what I could include in this that would be physical, but I can't honestly think of anything that would be, that I would dig up in 5 years and say, oh my gosh, I remember this thing, or whatever. I'm just not very, I guess, materialistic in that way. Like I want, like, I am nostalgic though with things far into my past. So if I saw something that, like a journal that I had when I was, you know, 10, or a toy that I would play with, you know, like sometimes they do those YouTube videos of, this is what, like, these were the toys in the 90s or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, gosh, I had that, or, you know. So not, I don't mean like I'm not materialistic or nostalgic in that way, but I just can't think of anything right now that I would really, I don't know, reminisce about in 5 years. So if you can think of anything, put it down below and I might dig mine up and put something similar in there. I don't know, because I am going to bury this today. So I won't really have time to read your responses and add it to mine, but maybe in 5 years I'll do that on the next one. I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you're doing it. Let me know if you're interested in hearing my responses, because if you really are, then I might add them into the comments. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll add all my answers into the comments, or not into the comments, but into the description. If you really are curious to know. Anyway, I feel this has been really long, so I'm gonna stop it here, and I hope that you do it, and I hope that we can revisit this in 5 years. That would be so fun. Okay, bye. Hi, it is actually the next day. I was going to upload, but I completely forgot to let you guys know to set an alarm for 5 years in the future so that you don't forget to check it out and dig it up or whatever, or look at it on your computer. So what my brother and I did is we send ourselves an email 5 years in the future, so you can schedule your emails to send whenever, and it let us do 5 years in the future, which is crazy, but cool. So just remember, I didn't want to forget because I felt like that was kind of important. Set an alarm so that you don't forget.